Just Hayden from SHC TV today. I'm very lucky to be joined by 2-0 professional MMA fighter Kurtis Campbell. So yeah, how are you doing today, mate?
I've been good, just taking a little bit of time out to rest, get my injuries right that I had in camp, and just resting up before I go Thailand.
Okay, so what I wanted to start with is how did you get into MMA?
Um, Probably not the best way to get into MMA, but when I was young, just started getting bullied, so I just learned Muay Thai as self defense, and then obviously from there it just gradually got better. I got more involved, and it took off through there when I was 7 years old.
Yeah, because obviously you went on to have a very impressive amateur career with winning 4 titles and being number one in 2 weight classes. So let's touch on that. How was your amateur career?
Yeah, my amateur career was really good, to be fair. Obviously, I become number one at bantamweight, um, winning my first title, and then I moved up, different weight classes to lightweight and featherweight, and becoming number one in them. So, I think my amateur career probably could have went the best it could have, fighting the top level opponents, and I didn't avoid anyone. Whoever was the top, that's who I was going to beat. I didn't give I didn't really wasn't bothered about number two. All I wanted to be was number one, and that's the same with the pros. I'm just here to take over and just take what everything's got. I'm just going to take over the sport and just show people what I'm really capable of.
You obviously turned pro just at the tail end of last year, and you got the win, obviously, in your debut. So in the first round as well. So how was that getting that win?
I was a little bit more. I was a little nervous. I had a couple of butterflies, and I don't really get nervous for my fights, but I'd like to. I feel like nerves keep you on your toes. Yep. So it was a surreal experience. Got to walk out in front of everyone and come out to Adele, and everything just went right. I had a good camp, good weight cut, so I was just really happy on how everything went. I couldn't have had a better first debut.
Do you think obviously there because you just said that you obviously had nerves before going into the fight? Do you think that sort of played a factor on how you did in your performance?
Um, yeah, definitely. I had a good good camp in Thailand. Come home, finished it with me camp in Liverpool, and I was just ready. I was just ready. I was at 100% ready to make that next step into the pro ranks, and I couldn't have asked for a better start. Under a minute, sorry, KO with the Superman jab. So you don't see knockouts like that much. So I'm just, bringing something new to the sport. And at the end of the day, it's a spectator sport, and people want to see these finishes, and that's what I'll be giving you.
Yeah, no, 100%, mate. So obviously in June you took on Alexis Sarmendisis, where you got the win in the second round. And am I right in saying that fight was meant to happen back in March?
Yeah, yeah. The fight was supposed to happen back in March, but I picked up an injury doing training at the very start of January. I thought I'd be ready to jump back in, and the injury just kept reoccurring and stuff like that. And it reoccurred in the last camp, and there was a time where I was going to pull out again, but I just bit the bullet, trained hard, and just kept that injury. I was getting treated weekly by my physiotherapist and my sports massage, and it was hard. And there was times where I thought this injury is just going to get to me, but I fought through it, and got to fight night and got the job done.
How did that feel getting that win?
Especially in my whole hometown as well. It was really, it's same again. It's a real experience. All my family and friends and stuff like that were there, so it was a massive fight for me. There was a lot of eyes and a lot of people watching that fight to see how I perform, and if the hype was real. And in that first round, come out and give him a 10-8 round. Um, some people were saying it was a 10-7. And I think two of the judges scored it as a 10-7 round. So I can't complain with it. I had a very dominant first round, and then to come out in the second round and put a clinic on the way I did, and get that stab teeth. It's something that I work day in, day out through camp. And I did just then training positions, and putting my body in where it needs to be, and listening to my coaches was everything that I needed.
So obviously, with that being in front of your home crowd, do you think that made the win a wee bit sweeter?
Yeah, definitely, because at the same time I didn't have to travel back home. I was only 15 minutes round the corner, so it made it a lot sweeter. And a lot of people that can't make it because they have to travel was able to make the fight. So it was nice to just have everyone there.
Obviously, after a performance like that, where do you think you want to go? When do you think your next fight will be?
I can't announce anything too soon just yet, um, because I've got a lot of big things in work, and I think it's going to put a shock to everyone, especially in the next few weeks. I think something will be released, but it is massive and it is big things coming.
Okay, all right. I look forward to seeing that. So obviously, this weekend we've got UFC London, where Tom Aspinall will be taking on Marcin Tavira in the main event. So how do you see that one going?
I think Tom gets the job done. Um, Tom's really good for a heavyweight, and he moves like a lightweight, a welterweight, and he hits like a truck. So I do think, even though the Polish lad is a very, very tough opponent, I just think Tom's skill levels are far more superior.
Okay, so obviously with being in MMA, you're only 20, so the sky's really the limit. What would you say your end goal would be in the whole sport of MMA?
For when I die, I want my name to be remembered. So whenever anyone brings the topic up about MMA, my name will be the first one to talk about.
Yeah, 100%, mate. So I'll let you get away there now, but thanks so much for taking this interview. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, we'll definitely do it again sometime.
Definitely, thank you, and I appreciate you getting in touch.